The Lagos sun woke her gently. Mrs. Funmilayo Tunde was a good woman, loved deeply by her husband and children, respected by all in her bustling community. Her spirit was strong yet remarkably kind. She faced each day with quiet grace. Life in Lagos was her familiar rhythm. She hummed a joyful hymn preparing the morning meal for her children. Their youthful laughter filled their small, neat home. Mr. Tunde watched her, his eyes soft. Love was their unspoken morning light. Soon she would head to the vibrant market. Her well-kept stall awaited her daily presence. A simple, cherished, and predictable routine. The air outside carried familiar scents, warmth, dust, and the promise of rain. Then a car screeched. Strange men emerged. They moved with a frightening, swift purpose. A rough hand clamped over her mouth. Fear, a cold, sharp knife, pierced her heart. She was pulled violently into waiting darkness. One moment there was sunlight, life, the next a suffocating, terrifying black. In an instant Mrs. Tunde was gone. The room they kept her in was damp, small, with no windows to the outside. A single bare bulb cast a dim yellow light. The stale air smelled of old fear, of despair. She shivered, though the room was not cold. This oppressive place felt like a living tomb. Her precious hope felt so very far away. She was utterly alone in this strange, heavy silence. Fear became her constant, unwelcome companion. It whispered terrible, unspeakable things to her. Would she ever see her beloved family again? Despair, a creeping vine, tried to take root, but a small, defiant light still flickered within. Her faith, a tiny, precious, glowing ember. God, she whispered, are you here with me? She prayed for strength, for courage, for release. Their voices were rough, sharp, and impatient. They spoke of money, of a large ransom. Mrs. Tunde possessed no such great wealth. She had only her enduring faith, her loving family. She saw little of their faces, mostly shadows, just dark shapes moving in the dimness. The days bled slowly into endless dark nights. Her body grew weak, increasingly tired, but her resilient spirit fought hard to live. Mr. Tunde felt the solid earth crack beneath him. His Funmilayo, his cherished wife, was gone. She had vanished without a single trace. Panic, cold and sharp, clawed at his throat. Then a strange, profound calm slowly descended. He would not break. He knew he could not. He had to remain strong for her sake. For their children, whose eyes watched him closely. He fell heavily to his knees. He prayed. Words of anguish poured from his aching heart. God, my God, do not forsake us now. His worn Bible became his constant shield, its ancient promises, his only true comfort. He read the Psalms aloud, voice trembling. His voice, though filled with sorrow, was firm. Faith was his only available weapon now. News of her disappearance spread like Harmattan wind. Family gathered quickly. Concerned friends came. Their small church became a haven, a sanctuary. People brought food, shared quiet tears, offered solace. They lit countless candles against the encroaching dark. A continuous chorus of prayers rose up nightly, for Mrs. Tunde's swift and safe return. Their collective, unwavering hope was a bright beacon. Mr. Tunde felt their collective spiritual strength. Days passed slowly. Hope sometimes dangerously waned. Was God truly listening to her desperate cries? Doubt, a cold serpent, whispered insidious lies, but then she remembered her husband's steadfast faith, her children's innocent, trusting, loving faces. No, she would not surrender to the darkness. She clung fiercely to prayer. It was her lifeline. A tiny spark of defiance began to grow within. One captor offered her water, almost kindly. It was a small gesture, wholly unexpected. She heard them arguing late one troubled night. Their voices sounded less certain, less confident. A small bird sang briefly outside her prison, a fleeting, sweet, melodious note of distant freedom. Were these small things truly signs from above? She chose with all her heart to believe they were. The harsh demands for ransom gradually softened. The men seemed more agitated, more restless now. Perhaps the relentless prayers were finally working. Pressure must be mounting from the world outside. One younger man among them looked deeply troubled. He avoided her gaze more often than not. Was there a growing conflict stirring among them? One morning the rough door creaked open. It was not for food, something felt different. "You can go now," a gruff voice said. No ransom paid, no real explanation given. Just like that. Sudden, unbelievable freedom. Mrs. Tunde could scarcely believe her own ears. Tears of disbelief streamed down her weary face. She stumbled weakly out into the bright sunlight. Mr. Tunde was there. He was waiting. He had never for one moment lost hope. He saw her emerge. He ran to her. They held each other tightly, weeping openly. Her children rushed joyfully into her open arms. Joy. Pure, undiluted, overwhelming, blessed joy. The long, terrifying nightmare was finally over. Their broken family was miraculously made whole again. Word of her return spread like wildfire. Shouts of pure joy erupted all around. The entire community celebrated with wild abandon. Songs of praise and thanksgiving filled the air. Their fervent, united prayers had been answered.